What is up, everyone? This is Ricky572 Return Chance, and today I'm going to be showing you guys my Marincess deck profile. So I actually started playing Marincess 2 years ago when I got back into the game, and I was trying to learn how to link summon and all that. I was new to all these mechanics and stuff, but yeah, it was like the second deck I built. So I was really excited when the Marincess support got announced, and it really helps the deck out. So without further ado, let's get right into it. Alright guys, so starting off we have 3 copies of Blue Tang, starter card for the deck. 3 copies of Seahorse, another starter for the deck. 2 Marincess Spring Girl, which is the new copy of the new Marincess card. And 1 copy of Marincess Mandarin. So I'm not playing Pascalus because I don't really like Pascalus. It requires you to have another Marincess in the hand to be able to trigger its other effect. And I don't really feel like you could really combo off with a Pascalus. As opposed to being able to combo off with these, you could basically link climb with any of these right here, and Pascalus I just feel like slows you down, so I just stick to keeping this Marincess core to be able to link off and go into my plays. Alright, so that's gonna do it for the Marincess stuff. Now we're moving on to the other monsters I play, which is basically hand traps. We're gonna be playing 2 copies of Ash Blossom. Ash Blossom is just that generic hand trap that everyone's gonna be running, and also it hits every deck, so why not play it? Next we have 2 copies of Ghost Bell. Ghost Bell, this format is really good. Everyone's doing stuff in the graveyard. We're also been playing Effect Veiler. Effect Veiler is good if you hit the right card, but I play it as a, I'm just gonna spoil it. I play Crossout Designator, so I use it as a target for Crossout Designator as well. I'm playing 2 DD Crow. DD Crow is really good. It could really mess up your opponent's plays if you hit the right card as well. And then lastly, for the monsters, I'm playing 2 copies of Nibiru. 2 copies because I run Crossout again. I want to be able to have that target for Crossout, and also a lot of decks aren't really respecting Nibiru. There's a couple decks that could negate Nibiru and set up the negate before the 5 summons, but decks like Swartso don't really have a negator unless they set up the Baron beforehand. But if they don't set up the Baron and don't have a way to out the Nibiru, then there you go. But yeah, that's gonna be it for the monsters. Now let's move on to the spells and traps. So for the spell cards, we're playing 2 copies of Marincess Battle Ocean. I'll explain why in a bit. We're playing 2 copies of Marincess Dive. I've seen a lot of decks play 3 copies, but I like it at 2 because 3 feels too clunky. I'm either drawing into it most of the time or adding it with like Sea Angel. We're playing 3 copies of Silent Mining. Definitely 3 of. If you want to see your starter, if you don't see your starter, your hand is going to be just filled with hand traps and you can't really do any plays with that. So 3 of. Droplet we use as insurance because you are able to stop your opponent with the amount of hand traps you have, but Droplet just helps provide that insurance in case that's not enough for your opponent and they could play through your hand traps. So yeah, 3 copies of that. 2 copies of Crossout Designator. I really love Crossout Designator because it helps you play through your opponent's hand traps. You already run like so many hand traps in the deck, so Crossout Designator basically serves as a 3rd copy of Called by the Grave. Then we have 2 copies of Triple Tactics Talent. Triple Tactics Talent is really good in case you don't have the Crossout Designator and you do get hand trapped. You're able to draw 2 and hopefully draw into that extender. Or if you already have the extender in hand, you're just able to look at your opponent's hand and see what they're playing. Also see if they have any other hand traps you need to send back into the deck so you could continue your play. And lastly, we're playing 2 copies of Pot of Desires. That's the reason I play 2 Battle Ocean, in case I mill one off, banish one off the Desires, and it helps me have some type of draw power. Also, after you're done like link climbing and building your board, you're able to just play Pot of Desires and hope to draw into like some more hand traps for more interruptions. So that's really why I like Pot of Desires. But yeah, that's gonna be it for the spells. Now let's move on to the traps. So I only play 4 traps in the deck. We're playing 2 copies of Imperm. We're only playing 2 because we do run Crossout Designator and we want to have 1 to draw and 1 to stay in the deck. We're playing 2 Marincess Wave because we're playing Pot of Desire, so in case 1 gets banished, we have the other one still in the deck. I also like being able to draw into it. That way I don't have to go into the link 3 and I could just go up to the link 4 instead. So drawing into it is not bad, and then we're just, you know, have one as backup just in case. But yeah, that's it for the trap cards. I'm only playing these 4. Alright, moving on to the extra deck now. Most Marincess decks are pretty standard. We're playing 2 copies of Marincess Blue Slug. They're right there. We're playing 2 copies of Sea Angel. We only used to play 1 back then, but now we have another target to search, so we're playing 2. We're playing 1 copy of Marincess Crystal Heart, 2 copies of Coral Anemone, your link climbing machine, and another link climbing machine, Splash Mage. We're playing 1 copy of Marbled Rock. I really like Marbled Rock sometimes because it helps you recover stuff and recycle, like the Marincess Wave, Marincess Battle Ocean, you know, anything like that. We're playing 1 copy of Marincess Coral Triangle, which is the one that helped you search out Wave. We're playing, for the Link Forwards, we're going to be playing 1 copy of Great Bubble Reef, 1 copy of Wonder Heart, and 1 copy of Aqua Argonaut. For the X Seeds now, we're playing 1 copy of Bahamut Shark and 1 copy of Totally Awesome. So I'm not playing Pascalus like I said, but there is a way to combo off into Bahamut Shark and go into Totally Awesome without the Pascalus. I should probably do a video on that. I'll make a combo video about it later on. But yeah, it is possible to go into Bahamut Shark in this deck without Pascalus. Initially, I wasn't going to provide a side deck, but I'm actually taking this deck to Chicago. Nivek actually qualified for the championship, so I'm going to go support him. And he told me that there's an event the day before to try to qualify for that event, the championship event on Saturday. So I'm going to be playing on Friday's event, and this is the side deck that I'm going to be taking. So we're going to be playing 3 copies of Twin Twister for back row. I like Twin Twister more than Lightning Storm now because back when I used to play Lightning Storm, I used to get anti-spell fragrance, and then my Lightning Storm became dead. So I like having that Twin Twister to be responsive. Shout out to Edward for helping me realize that. So 3 copies of that. 2 copies of Evenly Matched for back row. Also helps clear boards going second. 2 copies of Dimensional Barrier because if you draw it going first, you're able to stop your opponent like doing any plays. A lot of decks get hit by that. And be playing 2 copies of Artifact Lancia, 2 copies of Drolling Blockbird. I don't have the second copy of this yet, but I'm gonna get it. I have 2 weeks to get it, so 2 copies of Token Collector. Pretend that's the second Token Collector right there. 1 copy of Ghost Ogre and Snow Rabbit. I'm only playing 1 copy to have as a target for cross out. This deck does lose to Ghost Ogre because most of the time you can't really link climb or do any plays if you don't have that extra monster on the field. So I'm playing that one of just in case they are running it. And this is the last addition I have to the side deck. I just made it last night. I'm playing 1 copy of Abyss Dweller. So I'm playing Abyss Dweller on the side, not in the main, because, hold on, let me get the card. This is the card I'm gonna side out for Abyss Dweller. So the card I'm siding out for Abyss Dweller is Marincess Wonder Heart. I made Wonder Heart just because you never know if you're going first or second. So I like building this while going second. Abyss Dweller is the card I use for if I know I'm going first, and also depends on what deck I'm facing as well. But yeah, Abyss Dweller on the side, Marincess Wonder Heart in the main. So that's gonna be it for my Marincess deck profile. I know it's kind of weird not seeing Pascalus in there. I also don't run that new rare one, the extender, because it's a level 5 and I can't 1 card combo with it. I had plays where I drew into it and I couldn't really do anything with it, so I ended up dropping it. So yeah, that's just my personal preference. Let me know what you guys think about the deck, what you guys are citing, maining, etc., your opinion. Like I said, we are going to Chicago in 2 weeks, so I'm gonna be trying to qualify for the championship. Nivek already has his invite, so he's already good. So worst case scenario, if I don't qualify the day before, I'm just gonna be the cameraman. So yeah, make sure to like the video and subscribe to the channel. Also go follow us on Instagram at Return a Chance for more Yu-Gi-Oh content. This is Ricky572, Return a Chance. We'll see you guys next time.